Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Sue. Welcome to The Short Answer. I'm speaking to you from Fire Island, where there is a beach right out in front of me, and there's a picture of the beach right behind me that I'm looking at every morning. And this is the beach that I'm running the dogs down every morning, just in such bliss. And many of you have wondered about little Gracie and if she's doing okay, and because she's had some heart conditions that we've been treating her for, and I got to tell you, she's strong and robust and fabulous, and I could barely keep up with her this morning. So all is well. So welcome to The Short Answer, and Morter Institute is always bringing you new ideas and things to focus on regarding your life, your health, elevating your spirit, awakening to your divine purpose, and healing your body, living the best life that you can live. And so one of the things that we do is offer the short answer, and a follow-up to that is we have the masterclass, which shortly follows this. So keep in tune to the possibility of plugging into the gold membership. I believe there's a button just beneath where you're looking right now that would allow you to plug in and join us for the masterclass, which is a deep, deep conversation about many, many life topics. So today, for the short answer, we want to talk about just a tiny little question like, what is the meaning of life? Someone just wrote in the question and said, what's the meaning of life? And so I want to speak to that. Like, who cannot speak into that kind of an open-ended question? First of all, I want to say that the meaning of life is the meaning that you give life. That's it. You're the creator, and you are creating the meaning for your life experience. What is it that you are interested in is the question. What are you interested in creating for yourself? Are you interested in being stuck in your old patterns and haunted by your past? Or are you interested in stepping through that and using that as a guidance to direct your focus and your attention into a new world, into a new reality? The opportunity is there for you, and as you engage, then you begin to experience yourself as the creator. So the purpose of your life is to recognize your creatorship. So the meaning of life is the meaning that you assign to it. The purpose of your life is to recognize that you are the one that creates the meaning of your life. In other words, the purpose of your life is to awaken to your creatorship. We are here on this planet living this life, and we are 100% in charge of the experience that we will have. And we oftentimes, because of the splat or the dispersal or being overridden by past patterns and belief systems and circuits that are in place in certain ways, we end up interpreting life from an entirely different perspective. We think that because we have had this experience, we are going to have that experience. We think that because this is happening, that something else is going to unfold. This cause and effect reality is very magnetic, and it draws us right in to having that experience over and over. The power of our lives as creators is in our hands, and it's our job to ground ourselves enough that we can remember enough who we are. As we can remember who we are, we will have the power to maintain the flow of energy in our lives the way that it is required for us to step into creativity instead of being caught in survivorship. When we are caught in survivorship, the mind just runs on a certain track over and over and over and over again. And maybe it's obsessive, and maybe it's more compulsive. Maybe it is a hold of you all the time, or maybe it's more subtle and it's in the background and just waiting for some kind of stimulus to trigger it. And when that stimulus comes around and triggers it, you're interpreting your new life, your new reality, this new moment from an old lens, through an old pattern. And what happens under those conditions is you end up recreating your past based on a looping over and a looping over and a looping over that is happening inside the primitive brain, inside the amygdala, in the hippocampus, inside the pons even, and in these processing plants moving up toward this area of the cave of Brahma that we reference in the center of the brain. What I have recognized in studying some of the Vedas and the ancient texts is that there are cycling loops that are expressed in the deities that have been transcended. In other words, if you see one of the deities in Hinduism holding a disc on a spinning, either on their hand or on a stick, and it's spinning, what they're representing is that they have transcended this cycling and cycling and cycling that continues to happen. And when we transcend that, what happens is we're bursting up and out of an old reality and into a higher reality. We're bursting into a version of life that allows us to experience creativity rather than reactivity. When we're stuck in the loop and stuck in the cycle, we're reacting. And at our very best, we find a better way, a more empowered way, or a more clever way, or some kind of compensatory way to deal with the circumstance at hand. When we transcend that whole loop, we recognize that that's a reality that I don't need to be playing in at all. It's not about making myself safe in certain circumstances. It's not about being a better reactor or even a more responsible responder. It's about transcending that all together. When I can transcend it, I recognize that I can be above and beyond that whole loop, that whole cycle. I can see life from a different perspective and recognize that I am here as a creator, not a responder, not only a reactor. So one of the things that I'm so wanting to teach people how to do is to plug in to that reality and allow the circuits to be built to sustain a higher version of themselves, to sustain a higher bird's eye view, a higher perspective. And so one of the things that we have to learn to do is to come into the core and breathe up and down the central channel and take it to the body, which we learn in the coursework, taking it to the body, building the circuitry to allow the energy of the toric field flow that happens in your body all the time. This energy, actually I have a poster here because I was just in an interview, to allow this energy to flow down through the body, hit the earth, and rise back up through the body, out the top of the head, and cycle back around and around and around. What gets to happen under those circumstances is that I'm constantly dissolving blockages along the way and ascending right up into the high brain centers. If I can ascend my energies up into the high brain centers, then I'm not in my reactive self. I'm in my creatorship. These are the kinds of things, of course, that we learn in the coursework. But what I want you to recognize is that the meaning of your life is your choice. And the purpose of your life is to awaken to the fact that the meaning of your life is your choice. So if you're stuck in a pattern of feeling like there is no meaning, it has no meaning, there is no depth, there is no joy, there is no reason for being happy, what I want to invite you into is recognizing that you are not a victim of your past experiences, nor are you held captor by your genetic inheritance or the way that your parents raised you or the circumstances that you have been in your previous life up to this moment in time. Rather, you are a creator and you can generate any experience that you choose. It's just a matter of grounding yourself and anchoring yourself in your body enough to be able to find that again. So if you have trouble finding that sense of self and feeling tethered and anchored in this body and in this life, I want to invite you to plug into the Energy Codes coursework. There are many ways to access this. Just look into the website and find what works for you. We're coming out with digital programming as well in the very near future. So give yourself a chance to build the circuits for living the greatest meaningful life that you can as the creator that you are meant to be. The purpose of your life is to awaken to that. The meaning of your life is your choice. We'll see you soon. Much love to you. Join us in a few moments for the masterclass.